Your child is screaming in the grocery store. Every eye is on you. You feel the heat rising in your chest. And something inside you says, "Make it stop." So you snap. Or you bribe. Or you pretend it is not happening. Later, in the car, the guilt settles in. You think, "I should have handled that differently." You are right. But not for the reason you think. The problem was not the tantrum. The problem was that no one ever taught you what a tantrum actually is neurologically. A child screaming in aisle 4 is not misbehaving. Their brain is doing exactly what it was designed to do. And once you understand that, everything changes. The prefrontal cortex, the part of the brain responsible for impulse control, planning, and emotional regulation, does not fully mature until the mid-20s. In a toddler, this region is barely functional. Their amygdala fires in 1/10 of a second. Their rational brain cannot catch up. They physically cannot calm themselves down. They need an external regulator. That external regulator is you. If you want to understand the science behind parenting, subscribe to Tatveda right now. Every video on this channel is research-backed, designed purely for your betterment. This process is called coregulation, and it is one of the most important concepts in developmental psychology. A child's nervous system literally syncs with the nervous system of the adult nearby. If you are calm, they calibrate to calm. Their heart rate slows. Their breathing deepens. They learn, at the deepest neurological level, that big feelings pass. But if you are panicked or angry, they escalate. Their cortisol spikes. And the lesson they absorb is different. My feelings are dangerous. Or worse, I am too much. You are their emotional thermostat. Not because you chose that role. Because biology assigned it. In the 1960s, psychologist Mary Ainsworth designed one of the most influential experiments in human development. She called it the strange situation. And what she discovered reshaped our understanding of how children form their deepest beliefs about relationships. Ainsworth found 3 primary attachment styles. Securely attached children, those with consistent, responsive caregivers, grow up believing that when they are distressed, help is available. These children become adults who can trust, ask for help, and be vulnerable. Avoidant children learned that expressing need leads to rejection. They grow into adults who pull away when they need connection most. Anxious children learned that caregiving is unpredictable. They become adults who cling, who test, who cannot quite believe they are loved. These patterns are not personality. They are learned responses. And that means they can be changed, starting with how you respond today. Psychologist Diana Baumrind studied hundreds of families and identified distinct parenting styles. Authoritative parenting, high warmth combined with high structure, consistently produces the most emotionally well-adjusted children. I love you and there are rules. Authoritarian parenting gets compliance. But it does so at the cost of self-esteem and emotional expression. The child obeys. But the child also learns that their feelings do not matter. And that lesson follows them everywhere. Dr. John Gottman spent years studying how parents respond to their children's emotions. He found that the single greatest predictor of a child's emotional intelligence was not discipline style, not income, not education. It was whether the parent treated emotional moments as opportunities to connect and teach. He called this emotion coaching. Emotion coaching has 5 steps. First, notice the emotion early before it becomes a full meltdown. Second, recognize this moment as an opportunity to connect and teach, not a problem to shut down. Third, listen with empathy. Validate. I can see you are really upset. Fourth, help them name the feeling. Are you frustrated? Disappointed? Scared? Remember from episode 1, naming the emotion measurably reduces amygdala activity. Fifth, set limits on behavior while exploring solutions together. It is okay to be angry. It is not okay to hit. What else could you do with that anger? If this is changing how you think about parenting, hit the like button. It helps this reach parents who need it. Here is your phrase replacement guide. Every phrase on the left dismisses the child's emotional reality. Every phrase on the right joins them in it. You are fine, stop crying becomes I can see you are upset. I am here. Big kids do not cry becomes it is okay to cry. Even grown-ups cry when they are sad. What is wrong with you becomes help me understand what happened. Because I said so becomes here is why this rule exists. Do not be scared becomes this feels scary. Let us figure it out together. In every case, you are entering the child's emotional world instead of demanding they leave it. And every time you do this, you build neural pathways that will serve them for the rest of their lives. Now the hardest truth. You will get it wrong. You will lose your temper. You will say the exact thing you swore you would never say. And in that moment, you have a choice. You can pretend it did not happen, which teaches the child that people who love you can hurt you and never acknowledge it. Or you can repair. I yelled, and that was not okay. I am sorry. You did not deserve that. Repair does not erase the rupture. But it teaches the child something extraordinary. That relationships can survive mistakes. That imperfection is human. And that accountability is love. Here is your practice for the week. 3 times a day, morning, afternoon, and evening, ask your child one question. How are you feeling right now? Not what did you do today? Not are you okay? How are you feeling right now? Then be quiet. Wait. Let them search for the word. If they say fine, gently push. Fine is not a feeling. Are you excited? Tired? A little nervous about something? You are teaching them the foundational skill of emotional intelligence. You are teaching them to notice what is happening inside them before it becomes a reaction. A child's fundamental sense of self begins with how their caregivers speak to them. You are not just managing a tantrum. You are providing the internal voice that will govern their resilience, their confidence, and their ability to love for the rest of their lives. If this changed how you think about raising children, subscribe to Tatveda. We promise you only research-backed content built for your betterment and growth. Share this with a parent, a teacher, or a grandparent who shapes a child's world every day. And hit the like button. It takes 1 second and it helps this reach the families who need it most. In the next episode, we tackle the hardest moment in parenting, setting boundaries without breaking the relationship. Until then, notice, name, and stay close.